Wait, I'm taking a sip.
Oh.
That first sip after the night before, huh?
After a hangover.
What'd you do last night?
Got drunk by myself. I drank quite a bit as well.
Yeah? Was there an occasion or were you drowning sorrows?
Yesterday, I had to go pick my stuff up from my office.
Oh.
I know. Unfortunately, a bunch of us were laid off, like thousands company-wide, and it was bound to happen. I mean, it's a big events industry, right? So.
Well, can we talk about the company? Because I whenever I drive by, because I know you guys just moved into this like massive compound, so it's devastating when I drive by because it's near where I get my allergy shot.
I don't think that will be there for much longer. At least it won't be there with our big logo on it. I feel for people because there's people that have been with that company for 25 years.
Oh my God.
That lost. I know. And you know what? Like the CEO, and when they were doing like the Zoom chat, was crying. Like they feel awful. The company at Freeman is a family company. It is actual Freeman is the company, like family. I mean.
There we go. We got the name.
Yeah. So I know they feel absolutely awful. And, you know, it's just sad all around. Like COVID, fuck you.
Oh, yeah. Because it's nothing. The company was doing well. Otherwise, they wouldn't have moved into this space. So It's like totally out of their control.
So that's now less than 2 years. I've lost 2 jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Winner.
Well, you know. I guess that's true.
That's why I sad drank last night.
Is that what we're calling it?
Was because all those feelings of getting laid off from radio came back, and the helplessness and the emptiness and the confusion as to like where you're going to go, what you're going to do. You know, you doubt yourself and your capabilities, and so.
Well, and I know a struggle you had that I also still have is when you have a resume that's mixed between real jobs and like entertainment jobs, you don't know which ones to lead with, because the entertainment jobs like radio, it's a real career, but a lot of the time, like government doesn't look at it that way.
Right. And someone gave me a really good piece of advice, Daniel, that we had on our podcast.
Great episode. Do the Daniel.
But he gave me some great advice. He said, make 2. He's like, I have 3 resumes, each for different things, right? Smart. So for me, my resume consists of broadcast, PR, and marketing. So he's like, combine the broadcast and PR together because they go together, and then have a separate marketing one. So depending on what jobs you're applying for, you send which resume is more suiting. So I think that was a really good piece of advice. But yes, I mean, and also saying that, surround yourself with people that are willing to like help you and give you advice and guidance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, and I get the feeling of despair is that like, you know, I've had odd real jobs here and there in addition to stand-up since we got let go, but I still don't feel like I've got my career back. And I know how long it took you to find that job at Freeman. Nobody would give us a goddamn chance. That's why we're sitting here.
And it's true. Nobody would give me a chance. I couldn't even get an interview because my resume was so different that it wouldn't go through filters.
Right.
So like no one was even seeing my resume.
Yeah.
Which is just messed up.
Fucking keywords, man.
I know. There needs to be like a new way to like, I don't know.
There needs to be a new way to get us back on radio or TV.
Right.
Don't you want these faces waking you up every morning? Come on.
I look hungover.
No, you don't. Look at Jenna's hair if you're watching us on YouTube. And if not, you should be. She just got it done and it looks fabulous.
Thank you. It was a needed cut. It was so crunchy. That's how my hairstylist described my ends. She was like, your hair is crunchy at the bottoms.
Gross.
Yeah.
Nothing about you is crunchy.
Thank you.
I'm calling this Jennifer Aniston hair because you've got layers that are like Jennifer Aniston.
Well, my hair was like just like a big mop before because it just grown for 6 months without getting cut. I don't play that way. No. Every 3 months, boom, haircut.
We're coming back, people. I got Botox yesterday. Hasn't kicked in yet. Obviously, look at that. Ooh,
I'm jealous because I'm due now. You know it's my birthday soon.
Oh, but you think I can afford $500 to fix that forehead? Oh, my God.
Come on. There's no way it would be $500. Gosh.
We should go for a video consultation.
I look young with this new haircut anyway.
You do. I don't think you look bad. And your forehead looks great on camera. Okay. Stop zooming in, people. Everyone on their phone, like, pinching in. Okay. So it's just us on this episode. Hi, how are you?
We haven't done that for a while.
No, we haven't. We've been Oprahing.
Right. I mean, so we were kind of debating between, like, having one of our listener letters or doing headlines. So we were just like, you know what? Okay, let's combine the both, because this one letter that came in, I didn't want to laugh, but I couldn't help it.
Okay.
Are we going to start with the letter then? Please, yes. Can we start with the letter?
Yes, let's start with the letter. But you've forgotten a personal announcement. You're going to be a big sister.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my mom, well, it's my mom's dog, but my parents are going to be getting a puppy, a standard poodle, and she'll be ready in August.
Hey, what was this debate on the Facebook? I saw people commenting saying, is it standard or... It was
there's different sizes of poodles, and my mom's is a standard, so that's the biggest type of poodle.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like moyen, and
medium.
French for medium. And then there's obviously the mini poodle. There's like mini and then toy. I don't know. There's all different sizes.
That's what it was about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just like our last poodle, Brandy, R.I.P., sweetest dog in the world.
Who got hit by a bus.
A car, I think. I don't know. But anyways, when we were on vacation, horrible thing to happen.
Oh my God.
But anyways, yeah, I'm really excited. But I'm like, fuck you. Of course you guys do it as soon as I leave.
That's so you don't come back. You can't come back, Jenna. The dog's got your room.
Right. Exactly. What's that junk?
Yeah. Do you have names yet, or does she have a name?
My mom wants it to be a Japanese name. So I did have some suggestions. Let's see if I can actually pull them up here.
People are listening like, I don't care what your mom's going to name her dog. I care, okay?
Right, exactly.
I care.
So Amiko, that's beautiful, blessing child. Akiko. My favorite is actually Mimi.
Mimi! Why are you so obsessed with me?
Or like Mimi from the Drew Carey show.
Oh, yeah.
She was a favorite character.
Me too.
So yes, we got to come up with names. So if you do have any name suggestions, DM me.
Mulan.
Slide up in them. No.
What's Japanese, isn't it?
Nope, Chinese.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yikes.
It happens often.
White boy. I'm learning. I'm listening.
Okay. Here we go. When I saw the title of this, I was like, what is going on here?
Okay.
My dog is dogist.
It's from your mom. As in racist?
I think, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So it goes, hey, this is going to sound so ridiculous, but it's really been bothering me and I don't know what to do. Most recently, my dog is terrified of curly-haired dogs. Oh. She's usually super social and friendly. She goes to doggy care, so I don't know where this is coming from. I looked it up, and many dogs are scared of curly-haired dogs. I don't want... Sorry, this is a serious issue. Hold on.
Well, that's not a thing.
Wait, I don't want my dog discriminating against anyone, and it's really making me upset. Any suggestions? Do you think my dog is dogist? I just want her to accept every dog, size, color, and coat. I know this sounds like a joke, but I'm serious.
Well,
I'm not laughing.
No, but this is actually giving me a lot of different thoughts. First of all, I don't think it would be dogist. It would be breedist, wouldn't it? Like racist?
I don't know.
Because it's not a thing.
It's not a thing. I think,
I know some girls that wouldn't want a curly-haired man.
Right? But, there are times where your dog's been attacked by a certain breed.
Sure.
And they're terrified. I've heard of that happening.
Yeah.
Where your dog's been attacked in the past by, let's say it's a poodle. And I've heard so many dogs don't like poodles.
Interesting. Some people, too. Which,
right.
How can you not? They're so smart.
Yeah, second smartest dog in the world.
I'll tell you about Lopez. He's my Chihuahua, as everybody knows, hopefully. Or if you're new here, welcome. He's my Chihuahua, and he is obsessed with older, large, female dogs, like golden retrievers and big dogs, but little small dogs he'll try to fight with.
He likes them big booty dogs.
That's it. And wouldn't you think for a 4-pound dog, the big ones would scare you more? But no, he loves the big ones. So maybe they do have preferences.
Yeah, most recently, this happened actually to my friend's dog. She has a golden retriever who's just over a year old, Harvey. Hey, Harvey, how you doing? I know he listens. But she's like, oh my God, Jenna, he's terrified now of curly-haired dog.
Really?
And I'm like, he was the friendliest, just a great, typical golden retriever, the great breed. And she's like, all of a sudden, we're walking and he won't even move. It just freezes in fear.
Is this who the letter's from?
Yeah, probably. But, and so I actually, when we got this, I asked her about it. I'm like, oh, is Harvey still having his issues with curly haired dogs? And she's like, no, she's like, as soon as we got him back into doggy daycare, because you know how everyone had to stop going because of COVID. Now they're open again. Okay. She goes, he's better now.
Oh, because he maybe wasn't used to other dogs?
And you said you put your dog into doggy daycare, so maybe he got bit by
Could be.
A curly haired dog.
Or maybe the curly haired dog was just mean. They can be mean to each other.
Well, of course, yeah. But I mean, do you think it's, I would need to know, do they act like this with any other types of breeds?
Yeah,
I'm like looking at the camera waiting for an answer.
Please call us. We'd have a phone number if we had a radio show.
This is why I decided to do the headlines though in here because I was like, there's no way we can talk about this for that long because.
No, but you know what's, okay, we're going to take a dark turn with this because it's hard not to think of all the racial stuff that's going on among humans when you hear this. And I saw some horrible racist argument for why racism is okay. And it's similar to this. Their argument, they use birds though. And they were like, you don't see geese hanging out with your favorite, by the way.
Fucking cobra chicken.
Who's birdist now? You don't see geese.
Oh, I'll admit it. Yeah. I'm birdist. I don't care.
You don't see geese hanging out with chickens. You don't see chickens hanging out with doves. So that was this racist argument.
Hello. Do you have Facebook? There's always these lovely videos of like, you know, a cow and its little duckling friend that like go all over the place and want, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but those are rare. And I get what his point was, which is so wrong. And first of all, birds are not humans, but I kind of understood what he was trying to say, which is that like, why does everyone have to get along?
But then you could counter argue by saying that how can we allow a variety of domesticated pets? Why can you have a house that has like
true.
A rabbit and a cat and a dog
that's
and they can live in harmony?
And you know what else? They have to learn to live in harmony.
Suck it, racists.
You lose.
Suck it.
You lose.
Suck. And I hope if you are racist, you don't listen to our podcast.
Yeah, right. And I tried to throw him a bone and you just talked me right out of that. So you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is true. There is always a way to live together in harmony.
Yeah.
I have actually even heard of dogs being trained to be racist.
Oh,
yeah.
Real, like to humans?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
I know. Real gross.
Real gross.
But I don't think your dog has like a serious issue. Maybe it'll pass. Maybe it'll pass like my friend Harvey.
Or pass over, not on.
Right.
Maybe you have a problem with curly haired dogs, ma'am.
How can you? They don't shed. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But maybe slowly like introduce them to more like socialize, keep socializing maybe.
Get a perm. See if he still loves you.
Oh God, I used to have a perm in grade 12.
God. Did you have
a spiral perm? Was it everybody? It's my mom's favorite. She loves it. She thinks I should have it again.
Oh, I remember that era. Every girl in grade 8 and 9 had a perm.
Mine was grade 12.
Oh yeah.
But it was like a $500 perm. Like this wasn't just like the one you got like back in the day out of the box. This was legit like.
Insert photo here.
You know what? I will try and find one. Yeah.
Please do. But you know what's coming back as a trend for guys?
Perming.
Guys? Perming.
My cousin has a hair perm.
Oh my God.
My cousin is 16 years old. I'm sorry, Easton, if you're listening. I'm outing you. But yes, he perms his hair. So they grow it really long on the top, like yours, and then perm it.
I'm not getting a perm.
Yeah, my hairstylist was like, I permed a teenage boy's hair the other day. I couldn't believe it. See, I would definitely go back to a perm. I really would. The only problem I had with the perm is, one, your hair smells for like 2 weeks like rotten eggs.
Yeah.
Perms stank. Also, it takes like 4 hours just to get my hair into the curlers if you're doing a spiral. So it takes forever. And then, so your perm, it grows out, right? So because my hair is so poker straight, that if I let it get too much, it's like straight hair and then curls.
Oh, gross.
Right.
You know, before you get a perm, Jenna, I want to show you a picture from Halloween 2017 where we went as Stranger Things and you had a nice perm wig on. I don't know if it'd be a good look.
That was a Value Village wig. That wasn't like no lace front or anything. That's true.
It was a clown wig also. You were Barb.
It was the closest I could get to Barb from Stranger Things.
Hey, people still talk about that photo every Halloween.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Johnny Novak posts it every Halloween.
It was a good group costume, if I do say so.
It was fun. It was. That was a really fun. We did a good job on that one, I have to admit.
Yeah. Oh, side note, and this is totally something I meant to tell you off air, but here we are. On my personal YouTube channel, which it's not really that poppin', it's just where
He really means his OnlyFans page.
I wish. I'm getting close. But on my YouTube, where I just like throw up audition videos or like bits from our radio days that I want to keep. There's one where we did a bit about, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, the Backstreet Boys song, The Call, it has a fart in it. And it's popping off and I'm getting all these likes and comments on it. And someone today was like, I'm only here because of BuzzFeed. And I was like, what? So I Googled the call fart, and yesterday BuzzFeed wrote an article, not about my video, but about the fact that there's a fart in that song. So now everybody's Googling it or YouTubing it, and our old bits popping up.
We should post it on our Facebook again.
We should, yeah. So,
oh my God, that's so fun.
I'll show you after this. But yeah, we will post on our Facebook, and I'm like, oh good, maybe this will get us some attention.
Right?
Never too much of that.
Farts always get you attention.
And it's when Gord was our producer too, of course.
It was probably him farting in the background.
Of the Backstreet Boys song. They could hear it from Ottawa.
He was farting with his mic on.
Yeah.
That's actually, remember that that happened to producer John when we were recording. We weren't recording the episode yet, but
it got on loud and clear.
It was so loud.
Oh my God.
He's like, we're both like, looked at each other, and he's like, oh, you can hear that? I'm like, mics pick up absolutely everything.
And I love how he just ripped it like, oh, they're not going to hear this. But what if we smelled it? And this is why we now record in Jenna's kitchen, in case anyone wanted to know.
I think it was over Zoom. We were over Zoom.
Yeah, it was over Zoom in the early days of quarantine.
Right.
Oh, John.
All right, let's hit up these headlines.
All right.
All right.
Okay, well, this is actually one it's not even that funny. I really want to talk to you about it. Makeup for men is going mainstream.
What's the difference between makeup for men and makeup for women?
Well, I'll tell you, because for years there's been women makeup companies that market to men, but they don't change the formulation. So the idea is that this is better for men's skin because men have thicker skin, bigger pores. It's a bit different. I'll try it and let you know. But my big question is, would it turn you off to date a straight man?
Yes.
Okay, me too, even though I use makeup. But like, I'm not talking eyeliner, eyeshadow, but just to fix up your skin, like boy makeup. Or powder.
Still, I don't know. I love a man's ruggedness. I like men's imperfections. That's what makes them so manly and masculine.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Is those little like dimples and
not
scars and
yeah, but not like zits and like under eye circles.
Yeah, I just don't know a lot of people that get constant zits.
Well, you're looking at one. So anyway, before I
as an adult, you don't notice zits as much as like when you were a kid.
It's true. Like we notice our own imperfections way more than anybody else.
But like if I go out with a huge zit on my cheek, not everyone's gonna be like, holy crap. Like, yeah, you would say, Jenna, nice zit on your cheek.
Yeah, but
like real people, whereas in high school, you would always get that huge, horrible whitehead one on your nose or something.
Yeah.
And everybody would point it out. I'd always get one like near my lip.
Yeah.
That looked like, it almost looked like a cold sore, but it wasn't. And it was just so embarrassing.
So this company is called Stryx, S-T-R-Y-X, and it's
is it also like NYX?
I don't know what.
So there's a very affordable makeup brand called NYX, N-Y-X.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. It's coming to shoppers. But anyway.
I just think it's silly that we need to like separate them by gender.
Yes.
Just make them unisex.
Or just like make it a society thing that it's okay for guys to wear makeup now.
And also because all makeup lines aren't similar. Like you go to get MAC makeup, that's a studio makeup. So it's thicker, it's cakier. It's probably better for men if you want to get like in the pores and stuff.
Okay, but here's the problem with makeup for men is, I'm no stranger to it, especially when we're filming
something. Yeah, you buy the
something.
worst makeup though. You buy the cheapest
Maybelline,
shit.
But
sorry, Maybelline.
The reason I like that Maybelline one I use is because it's called Dream Mousse, and so it's like not totally liquid, not totally compact. It's sort of like
right.
Really
it's like a
thick.
BB cream almost.
Almost like a BB cream. But anyway, I try not to use too much in real life because I feel like you can tell on a man when he has makeup on. On camera, not so much.
Right.
But the reason this is a hot topic is because I would judge a guy I'm dating because of it, even though I do it. You said you would, and is that not homophobic? Who said makeup is for women?
I don't think it's homophobic because who says makeup's just for gay men either? Well, straight men can wear makeup too.
But
I guarantee you a ton of straight men do.
I think so too. They just don't admit it.
Right.
But
or they don't wear it enough.
I'm really checking my biases these days, and that made me realize, hey, wait a minute. Why did I instinctively say, no, I wouldn't like a guy with makeup? Or why did you? Because we're raised to think makeup is for women only. I'm guilty of it, you're guilty of it, and these are the things we need to change. Who says pink is a girl's color? You know? So that's where my mind went. I was like, this is
maybe part of that is stop like assigning genders to things.
Yeah.
So like it's just like makeup. So like the models are female and male. Do you see what I mean?
You don't have to spell it out.
Like you go into Sephora, the only male model pictures you're seeing up are for their beard creams and cologne.
True.
You're not seeing, and I love Fenty, so I'm not bashing. You know, I love Rihanna. I actually have a candle right here of her as a patron saint. That's how much I love her. And I think she's really great when it comes to diversity, like especially when it comes to skin tones. She's incredible at that, her line. But why is it all women in your, like, put some men in your advertising? How edgy and cool would that be to see, open up a Vogue and see like a Fenty ad with this like very like attractive man? I don't know.
I think it would be great. CoverGirl did it with that kid with the, but he was too extreme. He was the glitter and the eyeshadow.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're gonna market to straight men in particular, they don't want to see that.
But here's the thing: is every single ad you see a straight man in, he is wearing makeup.
For sure.
Yeah.
And for years, it's been an entertainment thing on camera. You have to and stuff, but just the day to day. You know, when I was a kid, and my dad was like super hetero butch, like homophobic to the max. When I would have bad zits, he would give me Clearasil. Remember, it was beige color, and he'd be like, "You can use this to cover it." Well, is that not the same thing?
Why don't I just steal one of my sister's
makeup?
Right.
But because it wasn't makeup, boys were allowed to use the Clearasil cream. But it's like, this is the problem with this whole thing.
Right. But I think that with this new generation, this is the time that things are going to start to change for future generations. Change does take time.
Yeah.
So like, just think about it, like your dad's generation and how they were in comparison to us now, and even our views, and even millennials us 80s babies aren't even 100% woke,
It's true.
And then the kids below us, as much as they bother us and drive us nuts, they're aware of a lot more things than we ever were growing up.
Yeah. Well said.
No.
It does take time.
Make that note. One for Jenna.
Well, you're right. And like, I think of like, oh, fuck. Like I've dated guys in the past. One I talk about way too much, but he wore makeup all the time and I still sucked it, So like, it doesn't always turn you off, but I think in a brand new relationship, if I went over to a guy's house and he was like putting blush on, I'd be like,
when you just got there and you went, oh fuck, I thought you got upset because you coughed. Like, oh shit, I did it.
No. Not in this messy show.
Right.
I'll fart too. I'm trying to work one up now that you mentioned John and we're sitting this close together.
Right. I was like, please wait till they're out of the kitchen.
Okay. Our next headline is still in the beauty category. A new fragrance by NASA smells like outer space. Or you could just put your nose up to Gwyneth Paltrow's ear and sniff. I mean,
but who has smelt space? They always have their helmets on when they're up there.
Well, listen, this is why it was developed, to train astronauts what they're going to smell for however long they're up there, because it really does smell different because there's no oxygen. Do you want to know what it smells like?
Yeah.
What would you think it smells like up there? Look, you can't reach. How strong is your nose? I know you're a bitch.
I am not snorting lines of cocaine right now. I'm trying to like put it in my mind. I feel like there's going to be like, is there like a freshness to it, which is really hard to explain, like air? I don't know.
Well,
watch, they're just going to bottle air and stuff, like compressed air.
I'd be very curious to smell it. It's, okay, here's what it smells like. A mix of, quote, gunpowder.
I've never smelled gunpowder.
Really?
Have you?
Yes. Well, my dad, again,
was
a big hunter.
Sorry.
He threatened us daily. It smells like a mix of gunpowder, seared steak.
This is a very manly smell. As we just talked about assigning genders.
Raspberries.
Ooh, I'm liking this now.
And rum.
Ooh.
So here we go. Those are the 4 smells. Gunpowder, steak, raspberries, and rum.
Smells like a really good camping trip.
Or a good drink. I'd drink that.
I'm liking that.
Gunpowder, steak, raspberries, and rum. The fragrance is going to be called Ode to Space.
Oh. Really?
Like NASA needs the money. Like NASA's putting this out. Jeez.
They have to come up with a better name than Ode to Space.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So it's going to
call it like Universe.
It's going to be, that would have been a better name. You're full of good ideas today.
It sounds like like one of those CK1s, Calvin Klein Universe.
Yeah, Universe. Remember Moves?
Universe by NASA.
You remember Moves by Adidas? Everybody had Moves. It was the blue bottle for men, pink bottle for girls.
Yeah.
So I just can't believe that they had originally developed this fragrance to train astronauts. Like, okay, you're going to be like away from Earth and not see your family for 2 years, but we got to get you ready for the smell.
Yeah, and it's going to be glorious.
Steak and raspberries. Who knew?
That makes me want to barbecue now. Like that whole description just makes me want to barbecue.
I know.
Oh, I love barbecuing.
You always want what you don't have.
I know.
That's tough. Oh my gosh, I have some fun headline. What do you want to do? Corona headlines, or do you want to hear about a weird sex fantasy?
Is that rhetorical?
I guess I just answered my own question. Here's a headline. Judge clears man who broke into wrong house to fulfill a client's BDSM fantasy.
Oh, so like it was planned out?
So you can already, the whole story just from the headline. You're exactly right. So this guy wanted 2 men, he was gay obviously, to come and like tie him up and rough him up a bit. Actually, there was specific,
like a home invasion?
Kind of.
Gone sexy?
But the thing was, after they had him like stay in the bed at gunpoint, or it was with machete.
They really stole his shit?
No. This was just the request was 2 guys break into his house with machetes. Too bad you're not a dude. You could have booked this job. Break into his house with machetes and then don't let him off the bed. And while he's laying on the bed, take a broomstick and play with his junk with the end of the broom.
Oh, I'm so glad you said play with his junk and not do something else. Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Those are long. Yeah.
Right? Ow.
So these 2 guys that were hired to
I wonder where the broomstick fetish part of it comes in.
Well, it's the right shape and stuff, And by the way, he didn't want them to take his underwear off. Over the underwear messes balls up with the broom handle. I don't know, like, weird, right?
Hey, I'm not putting down people's kinks, man. You never know. Maybe don't knock it till you tried it.
Well, sure.
Was it? But wait. So when I thought of the broomstick, I thought they were using the handle, not the
bristly part. You're right. It's a handle.
It was the handle.
Yes, sorry, okay. I didn't say that. The handle.
The fact that I knew that is gross.
Well, it's because it looks like a dick, right? But like you're hiring 2 hookers, get the real dicks. I don't know.
Right, but I don't see what pleasure the handle would be as much as the bristles would probably feel better, especially if it's not on his naked peen.
Yeah. Maybe his like mom used to beat him up with a broomstick, or I don't know. I don't know. Fetishes come from weird ass places. But here's the thing that gets me is this guy was rich. He was going to pay $5,000 for this little home invasion.
Ooh,
he's like,
I'll do that and shove a broomstick in places if you want me to.
So I'm not surprised these 2 guys did it. But anyway, they broke into the wrong damn house. So they break into the wrong house. They wake this guy up who is getting a glass of water and heard a noise. But he didn't even get that upset. He was probably so confused. And immediately the guys realized they were in the wrong house. So they apologized.
Because they're probably like, I'm going to tie you up. Like not like a real burglar who would be like, get on the fucking ground. But they'd be like, get on your hands and knees.
No, you just reminded me because I'm doing this off memory. They were like, are you John? Or of course his name would be John. Are you John or whatever his name was? And the guy was like, no, I'm Derek. They were like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong house. And Derek said they were super polite. One of the guys even gave him a handshake and said, sorry, we're in the wrong house. Meanwhile, they're standing there with 2 machetes. So Derek let them leave. Some names have been changed to protect the privacy. Derek let them leave, and then he called the police, and the police, what?
That's a dirty move on Derek.
Yeah, but if I was Derek, I would think they were trying to rob me.
If they were stopped when they asked your name and you said your name and you're like, I'm sorry, like.
True, yeah. And then they shook my hand.
And they shake your hand, like. And I would ask, I'd be like, what's going on? And I would hope that they would explain, like, look, we've been hired to do this, like, sex fantasy, and apparently we got the wrong address. Like, yeah. So sorry, please don't call the cops.
But still sketchy as hell.
I don't know if I would call the cops.
And here's my $1 million question.
But wait, would you call the cops?
I probably would.
Well, first of all, you would go along with it. Let's just be fucking honest. You'd be like, yes, call me John.
Guilty.
Call me whoever you want me to.
Derek, John, where are they? But what I want to know is how the guys got in the house. Did Derek leave his door unlocked, or did they actually like smash a window? The article didn't say. Because like, how real did John want this experience to be? Because like, otherwise, Derek, what are you doing sleeping with your door unlocked?
He could have stumbled home and forgot to lock it. I hear that happen sometimes.
Well, at least you live in a high rise. Okay. So then they left. Cops were called. They found the 2 guys because they were just 2 houses down.
Hey, just random 2 guys walking down the street with 2 machetes.
And so unfortunately, John never got his wish fulfilled. But
did the other two get their money first, though?
No, they got nothing except charged with like break and enter. And but here's the happy ending, which you may not remember from the headline, which is the judge let them off.
Oh, good.
They had to go to trial, and the judge.
So they both got off in the end.
She's so funny. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool of the judge because, yeah, okay, sure, you were being prostitutes and maybe there was some illegal aspects, but like what you don't deserve to sit in jail.
They could have not been like full-time prostitutes. It could have been like you and me. If someone was like, "Hey, I'll give you guys $5,000 to go break in my house, tie me up," we'd both be like, "Sure,
yeah.
Shit." And you don't even need to see you naked.
True. Yeah, he didn't want to take his underwear off.
Right.
We have had some interesting fan requests.
Okay, no, we're not talking about those anymore.
Oh, that one. I was thinking of the video we got. You're talking about the human centipede. Okay.
Talked about that before. Don't need to talk about it again. Okay. It never happened.
Next headline. Drinkers. She can relate to that. Mm-hmm. Over 100 drinkers who refused to stay home in quarantine barricaded themselves in a bar in Liverpool, England. Cheerio. This happened on Sunday night. When the police came to stop them, they all started throwing beer bottles at the police, and 8 of them got arrested. But there was about 50 people in the bar. See, this is why there's power in numbers. They can't arrest you all. So like 42 of them got away.
That reminds me of when I was a teenager. Me and my friends would roll like 30 people deep into parks and get hammered, and the cops would roll up and it'd be like, whoop, whoop. And we'd all just bolt in all different fucking directions, and only like 1 or 2 would get busted somehow.
See? So there is power in numbers. My question for these guys is, what were they going to do when the booze run out? We're just going to barricade ourselves in here forever and you're
take a nap?
Now you're yeah,
where was this? You said Liverpool?
Exactly.
Aren't in Liverpool, like, aren't they really intense
bar
Brits?
People? Well, yeah.
Like really intense drinkers?
Go to the pub. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guarantee every single one of them are male. That is a dumb male thing to do, I think.
Yeah, and especially...
No, we're going to lock ourselves in here and throw our beer bottles at you.
But the whole reason you're locking yourself in there is because you want to keep drinking. Now you're going to throw your alcohol at the popos?
Right.
Stupid. Next headline. A city in Thailand has started sterilizing monkeys because they're terrorizing the locals because tourists aren't there to feed them.
Oh, I could see that. I could see that totally.
Yeah.
And a lot of those areas that like animals are fed by tourists, I could see them. Geese in Stanley Park and the swans.
Geese in Ottawa.
I hate them all.
The only thing that geese would be good for though in like a 2012 apocalypse situation would be food. Because
hell
big.
Yeah.
I'd eat a goose.
I'm pretty sure I've had goose before.
Of course you have.
It's a prairie thing.
Aren't they like a protected Canadian animal?
I don't think it was like a Canada goose. I think it was just like another goose.
I don't think there's other gooses.
Yes, there is. There's like white geese.
There's a silly goose. I'm sitting right beside. I know that.
I swear, I'm calling my dad after this show because he will tell me that we've had geese before.
Isn't a white goose a swan? Even worse. You can't eat a swan.
You know mother hen? That's a goose. Duck, duck, goose.
Mother goose. Oh yeah, from the fairy tale world. She's not real. She wears a bonnet.
But she's based on a real live bird.
Oh, please.
We're posting this clip to Facebook right now.
Mother goose?
Or when we do it, and we are taking a vote. There's other geese other than hissing cobra chickens. Other than the fucking Canadian geese. And you can eat them. I do believe look, if you can eat a duck, you can eat a goose.
I just said I'd eat a goose, but I'm not eating a swan, you savage.
They're not swans. There's a white geese of the world.
Don't feed them anyway. Otherwise, they'll end up like the monkeys in Thailand.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Wine. France is turning its surplus wine into hand sanitizer. Unlike the rest of the world, wine sales and exports have dropped in France's quarantine because they prefer to drink in public and with each other instead of alone at home like us Canadians. So their wine sales have really been suffering. I'm shocked.
But then what are the kids having with their cereal in the morning?
Straight to gin. Straight to gin. Isn't that crazy? Because France, when you think wine, you automatically think France, right?
Yeah, I thought they have wine. They have something called table wine that you just leave on your table.
But apparently it's a table in a restaurant, so no one's buying it at home. I don't know. So they're turning it into hand sanitizer. And I don't have any more information than that, but it gets me because I always thought sanitizer had to be a certain percentage
of alcohol.
And wine is like, what's the strongest wine we've ever had?
I 13? Swear that the Loblaws that I go to on MacArthur here in Ottawa, their hand sanitizer is made from fucking tequila. And it is disgusting. Loblaws, I know you have the money.
Yeah.
Buy better hand sanitizer. Stop making it in your basement.
Seriously, I honestly think some of them are doing that.
It's 100% tequila. I'm like, cool, because the smell of tequila makes me gag.
Oh, meanwhile, she's licking it on the way to her car.
Love tequila. I love tequila. I will drink tequila all night long.
At Walmart train yards, also in Ottawa, their hand sanitizer doesn't even smell like alcohol. It smells like flowers. I think it's just soap from the bathroom. Seriously, that's like bad. And how are we to know? Like,
yeah, that's why I bring my own.
Yeah,
I have my to-goes.
Are you wearing a mask still?
I have started again because people are getting really upset about it, so I feel bad. And
me too.
Sometimes I forget. I think that face masks are the new reusable shopping bags. You always forget them in your car.
Yeah, and
or like you forget them at home, or
I find sometimes the cotton ones that we're using are kind of heavy, like.
Well, and it's only a one-time use, right?
Yeah.
Before you have to wash it again.
Yeah.
So I have to actually get a couple. About face masks.
Woo!
We're going to give her a plug because she did some really awesome stuff with that. And when COVID first happened, Julie Buin, she went and started making for every 2 that she made, she would donate 1 to a healthcare worker. So if you can, what is it, about face? Mask.com or something.
Yeah, go through the Facebook page is the best way to find it because it's a bit of a weird.
We should also post it anyways because we both have masks from her.
Yeah, well, all those shirtless selfies.
Maybe we can try and make some messy podcast masks.
Yeah, Julie, are you listening? Well, she's already sent me that rainbow one I posted with no shirt on because she wanted me to promote it for Pride, and I'm like, well, if I'm hiding my jaw, which is my best asset.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I
think it makes your jawline look nicer.
Because it hides it.
No, masks do because it's like.
You have a big round Asian face, of course.
I do not have a round face. I have a
heart-shaped. That's nice. I'm complimenting you.
Oh.
I have a Celine Dion shaped face, so a mask just looks horrible.
You mean emaciated? I'm joking, Celine.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, she's a little. Yikes. Okay, 2 more. A food bank in England asked people to double check expiration dates after somebody donated a can of anchovies that expired in 1987.
I helped my friend clean out her family cottage this past weekend, and this cottage has been in the family forever since she was little. And I found spices and stuff. And KD, did you know Kraft Dinner expires?
Does it expire or is it a best before?
It was like 2011, best before 2011.
But best before, there's a distinction, and a lot of Canadians don't know this because I don't think they have this in the States. Expired is not the same as best before. Best before is fine afterwards.
I wish they would put on like also the expiration after you open something.
Yeah, true. Particularly like jam.
Because then you're just doing the sniff test and it's anyone's game.
Do you eat stuff though? Like I think it was CBC or some doc about this, and after I learned the difference between expired and best before, I'll eat shit after the best before.
Oh yeah, I haven't been a big person for expiration dates either. Like I do sniff test.
Like those rotisserie chickens?
I think you can trust your own instincts. Like have you ever had food poisoning?
No, not that I know of.
I accidentally one time ate raw chicken and like I bit it and swallowed it, and immediately I was like, that wasn't right. That wasn't right at all.
Now wait.
And got up and I threw up. I like vomited.
Right away?
Well, pretty close.
And then you were sick.
Like I think you have to trust your body that your body's going to be like, no, that's not right.
Yeah. First, now you need to tell everybody why you ate raw chicken accidentally.
Wasn't I can't really remember. I think I was hungover or drunk, one of the two. All I had was two frozen chicken breasts. I was hungover. All I had was 2 frozen chicken breasts in my freezer, and I wanted to eat them now because I was so hungry. So I boiled them.
Oh!
And I didn't check to see that they were all the way cooked.
Boiled chicken? What are you, a dog? That's what you give dog with stomach.
Woof.
Wow.
I have stomach. I'm a bitch with stomach problems.
Maybe that's why, because you're boiling chicken.
Or eating raw chicken?
Yeah. Stick to the rotisseries that we're obsessed with. We're keeping those Loblaws rotisseries in business.
Yeah, for sure.
And those only have like a 2-day best before. So my friend Jana got one because we should charge them because I'm promoting them. So my friend Jana bought one and she's like, oh my God, it says best before last night. Can I still eat it?
Yes.
It's like, yes. And if you're not going to, I'll come pick it up.
I put the leftovers in the fridge for like 4 days. Like
you can, and I think you're right, especially with meat.
Right. It's not going to go bad. They just have to do that so that if it does go bad and you get sick, you don't get sued.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, last headline.
Last headline.
Because my wine is very close to being empty.
One way we could be safer from germs on planes in the future is with double-decker seats. The person who designed them has been working with major airlines to figure out if they're really a viable possibility.
Fuck airlines right now.
Okay, because I've flown like twice in my whole life.
I ain't double-deckering anything.
Would that even work on an airplane?
Well, yeah, actually on some first class, like some cross-Atlantic or cross-Pacific flights, the first class is actually in a different, like you walk up like a little steps. So it's like tiered.
Okay.
So that might be a way to do it.
But really, like, it's like these, the social distancing circles in stores. They're like, stay 6 feet apart, but they're like front to back, but then right beside there's another sticker. It's like, that's not 6 feet. The virus can move vertically, it can move horizontally.
Well, and Air Canada just announced that they're opening up the middle seats again.
Oh, great.
Right. So, and I was so sad because when I flew back from Vancouver, it was such a lovely experience. You had your space. Yeah. It was so clean, and they're starting food again. And I'm like, fuck it. Unless you're on a 10-hour flight, you don't need food. That food's shit anyways. I get Mr. Noodles, and they fuck up Mr. Noodles. How do you mess up a Mr. Noodles? Because the water's not hot enough, so you end up eating half crunchy, half soft, shitty ramen noodles.
Yeah, and you'd rather just one or the other.
Yeah, how do you screw up ramen? Yeah.
Well, I guess as long as they make masks mandatory.
I think I'm going to wear masks. Even after COVID, I might start wearing masks. I like it. Like when you're hungover and you don't want to talk to anybody in public, you just have a mask on and nobody recognizes you. Put some sunglasses on top of that. Bitch, you're right. Incognito.
So when I was picking up our wine for this podcast, I had that happen at the wine store. This was a really young, it wasn't LCBO, it was some other one. But anyway, was Magnata, but that won't mean anything to people if you don't live
in Ottawa.
Yeah. So anyway, the kid working was like, can I see your ID? And I'm over the moon happy. And then I realized I have a mask and sunglasses. So of course you want to see my ID.
I thought about that today, how easy it would be for kids to buy booze.
So that's why I'm bringing, this is a PSA for you young kids. Teenagers, wear your mask. You can get away with it.
No, this is a PSA for shop owners. Make people take off their masks and ID them.
Well, yin and yang. That's why we're good.
Gosh. Cheers. Drink it.
Oh.